the beautiful thing is, so many people say, well then what do you die of? Well, the answer is, you die of change. You die because it's just time to die. You don't give power to sickness and disease. Why? Because you're not coming from a place of mortality anymore, you understand? This is a fascinating thing that I don't hear anybody talking about, and I feel like some of the most obvious things are some of the most amazing things to bring enlightenment to. Did you ever realize that believing you're mortal, believing that you're going to die at some point, is actually one of the reasons you die? That knowing you're mortal in your own mind, believing you're mortal, believing you're based in time, believing all these things that you've believed for lifetime after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, believing all of that actually creates a sense of fear and instills a sense of time that creates a sense of stress. And all of that actually leads to a life that may be full of accomplishment because you were really going to get as much as you could done, but it also, at what cost? It had to be at a higher level of stress because it was based in survival. It was based in a fight-flight reaction, a stress reaction, because you have to be stressed if you're based in time. Why? Because you're running out of time. You're mortal. The clock's ticking. Have you ever just given thought to what believing in mortality causes? Well, I can tell you, it causes the need for disease. And it causes the need for disease to cause your death, which, in all honesty, it's the way you're being with everything that causes your death. And the way you're being with everything is actually what causes the disease. And I love the question, well, what about babies that are born with certain things? And what about babies that have certain problems? And, well, mortal consciousness looks at that and says, that's not fair, that's unjust, where is God in that? Immortal consciousness says, oh, that's just a normal part of the river, you see. We're in a transient experience. Without time, we're literally traveling through multiple experiences, having multiple forms, going through resolution of issues. And sometimes the resolution of an issue happens in between a form. So an unresolved issue in a previous life can cause the need for a certain form in the one after. Well, immortality sees that, accepts that. It's just a blip, it's just a moment in an eternal process. Oh, but when you're coming from mortality, boy, do you start judging that stuff. That's not fair, and how did that happen? And there's all kinds of shame and blame, and that causes huge distrust in God, and why would God let that happen? And it makes God this personal deity that's playing favorites, and oh my God. No wonder that belief in God just constantly requires so much faith and trust, because you're trying to convince yourself of something in an inappropriate way. If you're receiving this wake-up call and wanting to stay awake and be even more awake, go to thepracticeheals.org. Get online, start taking classes, and begin to receive the practice that will truly bring you back to life.